With Fantastic Four First Steps releasing into theaters in just a couple of days, excitement is through the roof for all Marvel fans. This new take on the iconic Marvel characters is going to be a huge hit for the MCU, and it's honestly going to change the course of the MCU forever. But we're not here today to talk about movies. We're here to talk about theme parks, and that's where Disneyland comes in. The company just released a first look at the all-new Fantastic Four offerings coming to the Disneyland Resort to celebrate the release of the new movie, including some really cool new walk-around characters for the main cast of the movie. And it looks really cool, so let's get into this all right now. Let's get this party started. A couple of months ago, at the South by Southwest conference, Disney Parks made a huge presentation where they gave new details on a bunch of their big new projects and development, such as Monsters Inc. Land and Disney Starlight. But Kevin Feige came out and talked about the new Marvel experiences coming to the Disney Parks, and he announced that the Fantastic Four would be coming to the Disneyland Resort. In addition, Kevin Feige talked about the importance of Disneyland to the film, saying that Tomorrowland served as a huge inspiration for the design of the Fantastic Four universe. So, when they announced that the Fantastic Four would be coming to Disneyland, it made perfect sense to have them come to Tomorrowland. In the past, we've seen almost every Marvel character appear in Avengers Campus in Disney California Adventure, so the Fantastic Four appearing in Disneyland Park instead of DCA, in Tomorrowland instead of Avengers Campus, is pretty big, as we've never really had this happen before in recent years. And it could mean that we could see some more MCU characters appear in Tomorrowland instead of just Avengers Campus. But also, I just think the Fantastic Four fit really well with the Tomorrowland aesthetic, and of course, since the movie was inspired by Tomorrowland, it just works so well. So, let's talk about the 5 new characters that are going to be coming to Tomorrowland to celebrate the release of Fantastic Four in theaters this coming Friday. So here is a first look at Marvel's first family coming to the Disneyland Resort and other Disney theme parks around the world, which we'll talk about a little bit later in this video. We have The Thing, Susan Storm, Reed Richards, and Johnny Storm all live in the flesh that you'll be able to see in the theme park this coming Friday, July 25th, also the release date of the movie. But remember earlier how I mentioned that there were 5 characters coming to the parks? This is 4, so who's the 5th? In addition to the main core family of the Fantastic Four, we're going to be having Herbie meet with them as well in the park, which is just so exciting. I personally was not expecting to have Herbie be in the park in addition to the main family, but this is just awesome. I can't believe that Disney did this, and it's just the icing on the cake to this awesome announcement. So in terms of actually meeting the Fantastic Four, it's going to be a little complicated. You're only going to be able to meet one member of the family at a time. They're going to be on rotation for this limited time appearance encounter. They're going to be in Tomorrowland over by the stage near where Space Mountain is. They're going to be on rotation with each other, so you're never going to really know which member of the family you're going to get to see. Herbie will be doing his own separate meet and greet adjacent to where the Fantastic Four meet and greet is, so you'll be able to go from one meet and greet to the other meet and greet and vice versa. At this time, we don't know if they're going to ever appear together as a group. There may be some show or something. They might have an appearance at the beginning of the day and then go backstage and come out one by one. We don't know that yet. We'll probably find out more on Friday how it's all going to work. We also don't know if they're going to give a schedule as to who's going to appear when, or it's just kind of luck of the draw. Again, we'll find out all that information on Friday when they officially debut at the park. In addition, over at Hong Kong Disneyland, you'll be able to meet The Thing and Susan Storm together starting on Wednesday, July 23rd. So that is a little bit earlier than their official start date in California. So we'll be able to get a first look at these 2 characters in Hong Kong before they come out in California. However, that's not all that's going to be happening at the Disneyland Resort to celebrate the release of the Fantastic Four First Steps. There's going to be a lot of other really cool activations over in Tomorrowland, so let's talk about those. So also starting on July 25th and running through September 21st, Disney's going to be doing a really cool Fantastic Four projection show on the facade of Space Mountain to celebrate the movie's release. It's going to be something really cool, and it's going to add a lot of really fun nightlife to Tomorrowland. Hearing the Michael Giacchino score for the movie blasting through Tomorrowland is going to be a really cool experience. It's going to be like full body chills. In addition, we also have some new merchandise, which the first one is the Things Clobberin' Slipper, which I love. It's a really fun sipper, and we always get some fun new sippers and popcorn buckets and those kind of style things for these limited time engagements. So it's really fun that we have a Thing sipper, which is just a lot of fun. We also have a Reed Richards straw clip, which is also going to be available in the park. This one's also a lot of fun, and we also get these kind of straw clips with these limited time events. So it's really cool that we're getting one for Fantastic Four. I'm definitely going to want to pick one of these up if I end up going to the park. In addition, Avengers Campus will also be getting into the fun of the Fantastic Four first steps with some new menu items over at Pym Test Kitchen. So the first one is the Fantastic Elastic Mozzarella Stick, which is of course blue. And then there's also the Invisible Indulgence Dessert, which is a lemon pie that's of course also blue. Over in Hong Kong Disneyland, they're going to be getting some new popcorn opportunities for Fantastic Four, and this popcorn box looks awesome. I really want one of these, and I really hope that we get these stateside. And if you're in Disneyland Paris, you can get some new Fantastic Four First Steps food and beverage at the Hotel New York The Art of Marvel. I actually got to stay here last year. It's a really nice hotel. I highly recommend it if you're a big Marvel fan. Now, we don't have an end date for the Fantastic Four opportunities at the Disneyland Resort, but if I had to guess, I would probably guess September 21st because that's the date that the Space Mountain projection show ends. That's entirely a guess by me, and we could see these stick around for a little bit longer or maybe even a little bit shorter. Me personally, I would love for the characters to move over to Avengers Campus once the Tomorrowland festivities end, but that's just wishful thinking on my end. I'm not sure if I'm going to be able to make it out to Disneyland this summer, so I would really, really love for these guys to stick around long term somewhere at the resort so I could get to meet them for myself. Now, we don't have anything coming to the Walt Disney World Resort to celebrate the Fantastic Four release, and I personally would not expect anything at the Walt Disney World Resort. That's just something to keep in mind, that this is all for the other theme parks. But let me know, though, if you're excited for these new Fantastic Four offerings coming to the Disney theme parks around the world. I personally am so excited for what Disney's doing here. The movie looks fantastic. I'm seeing it on Thursday night, and I'm so excited for it. So let me know if you're seeing the movie, if you like what Disney's doing here. And thank you all so much for watching. Leave a like on the video, subscribe to the channel, and leave a comment down below. I'll see you all next time. See you real soon.